Fargo man 41-year-old David Patrick has been arrested after police say they found his 18-year-old autistic nonverbal son naked, locked in the upstairs floor of a home near downtown. Patrick allegedly admitted to giving marijuana to his son to calm him down. Patrick was arrested for manufacture of marijuana, possession of marijuana with intent to deliver, possession of an opiate with intent to deliver, possession of drug paraphernalia, and endangerment of a child or vulnerable adult.